5 drawing mistakes that you don't realize are ruining your art. If you correct these 5 common mistakes, you will be a better artist almost immediately. I guarantee it. And by the end of this video, I will have shown you how to fix each and every one of them. Hey, it's Tay Payton, concept artist and illustrator and creator of the Beginner Drawing Course and the Art Maxion Course Bundle. Today I want to talk to you about some of the hidden traps, pitfalls, and poisons that keep your art sick. Worst of all, you probably don't even know you're doing these things. Or if you do, you don't know how to stop. In my 20 plus years of drawing and my almost 10 years of teaching drawing, I've become very familiar with these subtle yet damaging issues. So let's dive in. Mistake 1, rushing with no plan. Mistake 2, all practice and little theory. Mistake 3, no reference. Mistake 4, staying in your comfort zone. And mistake 5, not respecting or learning the process. These are big picture things. Notice I'm not talking technique, style, or any of that. We're here to dismantle the high-level concepts that will guarantee you don't live up to your artistic potential. So let's look at the fixes. Mistake 1, rushing with no plan. This is actually 2 things, the rushing and the lack of a plan. So let's break it down so you can actually deal with both of these things respectively. First, never go faster than your accuracy will allow on pieces that aren't sketches. Sketching is gestural, it's for quickness and idea exploration. However, when you bring that same rushy energy into the final, you're going to end up making many mistakes that lead to a piece getting ruined. Slow down and prepare to make marks that mean something. Not a flurry of sketchy lines or brush strokes, but purposeful, potent movements that have intent behind them. This means really exploring an idea in all of its facets until you find pieces of that idea that excite you, and then sketching those pieces until they're starting to become clear. After those pieces that are exciting are clear, find references, scale to sketch, and start to finish things slowly and assuredly. So we'll talk more about that when we get to mistake number 5. Mistake number 2, all practice and no theory. This one is for those who have a lot of heart but nothing to guide it. They draw and draw and draw out of passion, often going too fast or making the same mistake over and over again. They release or create a slew of mediocre pieces and wonder why they seldom, if ever, see progress. This is because you're not studying the fundamentals. You're lacking theory. And if you do know the theory, you're not practicing it. You should have a grasp of things like anatomy, proportion, shape language, composition, line weight, line types, and more. Without these concepts, you're not going to design things deliberately, meaning that they'll likely fall apart. Imagine if an engineer tried to build a building without understanding the theory. Would you want to live in that building? Would you let your friends and family live in that building? Probably not. Art is not as serious as civic design, but without an engineering mindset, you'll miss crucial concepts and fundamentals that other artists use to make their art sing while yours falls flat. Therefore, if you have to spend time uncovering principles, it's time well spent. I pretty much give you and teach you all the principles and exercises to practice them in my beginner drawing course and in the Art Maxion bundle, but basically you just need to use these principles to sharpen your skills for when you want to work on more involved and complex pieces. Mistake number 3. Not using reference. This one hurts. A lot of artists feel ref is cheating. It's not. It's just not. If you copy something perfectly, it's still yours as long as you give credit. You should spend time gathering inspiring references and taking note of what you want to do with those references. Are you using fashion designs to clothe your original characters? Are you looking at gorgeous landscapes to create a big epic painting? References are there to give you the visual information you need to create something stellar and believable. Keeps you on track in terms of the shapes and value contrasts and textures and colors and designs and a whole bunch of other things. So if you're not using reference, you're cheating your art and you're cheating yourself. Therefore, using reference isn't cheating. By not using it, you're cheating yourself and your art. Mistake number 4, staying in your comfort zone. Maybe all you do are sketchy head drawings. Maybe you just make eyes all over the page, or maybe you draw the same pose over and over for different figures or characters. We stay in our comfort zone when we don't know what else to do. When we don't make an effort to venture solely outside of it and better our work, then our work eventually becomes stale. We're bored with the work and other people can tell we're bored with the work. So how do you work on this? Basically, if you're always hiding the hands, draw tons of them. Whatever you're scared to draw or whatever corners you're cutting, that's what you need to focus on in order to really see true growth and not keep just suffocating your art out of fear. Mistake 5, not learning or respecting a process. Look, if you don't have a process, you're pretty much hacking it. It's that simple. It's not a popular take, but it's true. When we're beginners, we hack away at stuff, but as you begin to refine your skills, you understand fundamentals and you understand that there's a process. You wouldn't, bake a cake with the wrong ingredients at the wrong temperature and using the wrong timing and tempo and technique It's all about getting the result in a way that is predictable, in a way that is something you can count on. So you need to know the stages that a piece goes through. And a simple process you can use to follow is the idea phase, the thumbnail phase, the sketch phase, the studies phase, and the final piece. Idea phase is for exploring and getting inspiration. Thumbnails are for trying and testing those ideas and those inspirations at a small scale. Sketches are for refining and scaling up some of those ideas and making sure that they work at a larger size, and usually if they work smaller, they do work larger, but you're going to need to figure out how to make them work larger, which leads us to the study phase. So studies are for the trickier parts or areas that aren't clear or comfortable. You're not going to be able to draw a really articulate hand pose in a really tiny thumbnail. So when you scale it up, you're going to need to use reference and studies to get that hand pose just right, because you like that idea and you just know that's part of the finish of the piece. It's going to need that component. So the final part of that is end illustration. And that is from redrawing the sketch all the way to adding color and a cohesive lighting scenario and, monitoring your brushwork and edges and all of that. So depending on your style and preferred method of working, your process will be different, but it's always there to ensure you have the greatest chance of producing work that falls within a certain quality, especially for a series or a cohesive body of work. So let's quickly review all the fixes. Fix 1, slow down and plan. This fix isn't just about taking your time, but it's about channeling your energy into purposeful steps. Fix 2 is balance practice with theory. It's great to be passionate and practice daily, but raw effort without a theoretical foundation is like running in circles. Fix 3, use references. Far from being a crutch, references are the backbone of professional grade art. You're not betraying your creativity by using them, you're enhancing it. Fix 4, leave your comfort zone. Growth is found outside the familiar. It's easy to stay in your safe space, drawing the same subjects and using the same techniques. But true improvement comes when you challenge yourself to venture into the unknown. Fix 5, learn and respect a process. The best artists don't just rely on talent, they have a tried and true process. Skipping steps or working haphazardly will lead to frustration and inconsistent results. Your process is your guide from concept to completion. And there you have it. If this video was helpful, share it with your favorite art group or community, like and subscribe. Also, feel free to work on your art with courses like the Beginner Drawing course teaching you theory and practical exercises, or if you're ready, dive into Art Maxion, which is over 57 gigs, which you don't have to download them all, they're available to stream, everything you need to go from beginner to pro, basically. This has been Tay Payton with the Beginner Drawing course, and until next time, I'll say happy drawing.